Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk, and I am your host, C Money. And in today's episodes, we are going to be showing you the other side of downtown Miami. Last year, a few months ago, we did an episode of downtown Miami, showing you certain areas of downtown Miami where the good side and the bad side of downtown Miami. I was comparing it to Fort Lauderdale and how downtown Fort Lauderdale is to downtown Miami. And so today we're going to be doing a huge overhaul of episodes. We're going to be doing like maybe 6, 7, probably 10, depending on the episodes from various locations throughout downtown Miami. It's going to be hotspots in South Florida and history in South Florida as well. Right now, we're going to be doing we're coming up to a park called Bayfront Park. Now, Bayfront Park is not really history. It's just one of those parks that, I don't know actually if it's owned by the county or the city, because it is in downtown Miami, which is in the city of Miami limits. But I don't know if it's actually owned by the county or if it's actually owned by the city. If you know, you can always comment at the bottom of this page and let me know about it. Okay, this is Bayfront Park. I didn't really do my research on the park of when it opened and everything. This park has been here for many years, as far back as the 80s, maybe far back as the 70s. This park holds massive events. I remember back when they did in 2020, when they had when they did the Super Bowl here, they hosted the NBA events here. I mean, not the NBA, the NFL. They had an NFL experience right here in the park, and this was a park that actually had a lot of things. This is one of the parks that also hosts one of the annual events every year, which is the Ultra Fest Music Festival, which will be here in about 2 months, because this is January, so it'll be here in March. And they host it. This is one of their artworks here, and they host several events. There's also there used to be where you can take yoga classes here on the weekends. I don't know if they still do that. And they have several events that they do here throughout the year. Some of them are annually, some of them are not annually. This was also home to a short-lived theme park which was called Santa's Holiday Village. Now, this was back in the early 2000s, and it was something equivalent to Santa's Enchanted Forest and also Christmas Wonderland, which I did do a video of Christmas Wonderland. Go back to Hotspots in South Florida and you can check it out. But it was something equivalent to it. It was a short-lived, smaller version of Christmas Wonderland and Santa's Enchanted Forest, where they have rides and they have stuff. Because as you can see, this park is not relatively big, so you're not going to get a lot of space out of it to hold a lot of stuff at this park. We're going to walk through the park. We are walking through the park, and this is like some of the, this park is open to the public. It's not like a closed park. So this park, and technically in the eyes, it is open 24 hours, but it does close at sunset. But it's relatively open 24 hours because it's not like a gated park where they have a gate that closes off the park at a certain time and stuff like that. This is the Dade County War Memorial. This is probably, what I'm guessing from here is, these are the people who are from here. And back in the day it was called Dade County. Now it's called Miami-Dade County. And this is probably where, this right here you can barely see, because over the years it has, with the rain and bad weather, it has really took a toll. And I'm not going to try to squinch myself on looking at this, but this is probably where a lot of the names here are probably people who are from here that probably fought in the wars throughout the past years here. This is the Tina Hills Pavilion, which is like a small stage where they don't really do much on this stage, because this stage is, they do have an amphitheater, which I'll probably show you in a little bit there. And this gate, the last time I did do a video here where I was sitting here and I was doing a video, this was many years ago, and it was a topic I was doing, and I would just sit here in the park like I normally do with most of my videos. I just sit in the park and have a topic to talk about, and this was not here. I guess this is to keep the homeless people from sleeping up here, because sometimes the homeless people does like to tend to sleep up here and lay over here. So this is like a little mini pavilion, like a mini stage. They call it the Tina Hills Pavilion. But yeah, they don't normally use this because they don't normally have events, like here. They use the amphitheater, which is over there, which we're going to see in a little bit. This is also a playground right here for the kids to play on. Here, they do have a playground. This is one of the parks where they don't have picnic tables. They do have benches throughout the park, as you can see, and you do have a clear view of the Port of Miami. Now, I can tell you this view is not really breathtaking, because it's not like you're seeing something interesting, like you're seeing views and stuff like that. This is like a children's sculpture play thing. They have other areas over here. This right here leads you into the back of the Intercontinental Hotel. Now, this is also the park where they host the New Year's Eve celebrations here. And this hotel right here, Hotel Continental, is where they do the orange drop, where the orange be at the top of this hotel, and then it drops down when they do the the countdown and stuff like that. So this is where they host the New Year's Eve celebrations and stuff like that. Oh, they added a actual dog park here. Now, I have not been here in quite some time, or walked through the park quite some time. I've been past it or been by it, but I've never walked actually through the park like it is. This is Claude D. Pepper, 1900 to 1989, U.S. Senate from 1936 to 1950, U.S. House of Representatives 1962 to 1989, Florida Democrat, champion of the elderly and the disadvantaged. Now, Claude D. Pepper, he has several streets and places named after him, and I believe his wife is Mildred, because I know like Claude Pepper Park is one of the parks that I have visited before, and it sits in North Miami, of course. I don't know if I did a video on it or not. I don't remember. I think I did a video there, but I didn't do a video of the park. But nevertheless. But yeah, this is like I said earlier in the show, this is a park where they host many events. One of the most notable events that happens every year is the Ultra Music Festival, that will be here in 2 months. It normally comes in the middle of March, and it's a huge event. They used to host that at another location, which we're going to talk about, and we're going to show you the other location in a few videos down, because remember, we're doing several videos. And this right here, this is the first time I've seen this. I watched this on the news. This is the new water fountain that they built. If you go back to old pictures of Bayfront Park, you'll see that they had an old water fountain that was not in use. It was, and they said, and from my understanding, it wasn't in use for over 20 years. Now, this one is a little bit bigger than the original fountain, which is, this one looks a little bit more better, but it's but I guess they're still doing work on it, because it opened up New Year's, to where I guess they wanted to get the water fountain ready and opened up for the New Year's. But I'm guessing they still have a little bit more work to do on it, because they have a gate around it. Now, if you're wondering, this park looks familiar, it does, because if you've ever seen, there's an R&B singer called Sammy, who is from Miami, Florida. One of his videos, which is one of his songs, which is the second song he came out with, called "The Crazy Things I Do for Love," was filmed and videoed in this exact park. Now, the little art sculpture that I showed you earlier when we was walking in the park, and of course several other spots in the park, was including this water fountain, which is the old water fountain. You can see in the video that he's walking with a girl, holding hands with her, walking aside the water fountain. Now, that video was taped in the late 90s, I believe 1999, because that's when he came out as a young person. Sammy is now all grown up, and he's an R&B. He's not a legend, but you know, he's did several songs afterwards, after that. So, but you can look at that video, and there are several locations that in this park. The video, basically the whole video was taped in this park. You know, it wasn't like how most videos, they tape it in one location, then in another location they do another taping, then in another location they do another taping. The whole video was taped in this park. So go back and look up Sammy, The Crazy Things I Do for Love, and you can see the it was actually there is a section of the video where he is inside of the amphitheater, which we're going to show you clips of that as well. Now this, I don't know what this is. I've never seen this. This is something new. I'm guessing this is like one of their concession stands, because there used to be like a orange type building that sat over here, where I'm guessing that's where they do the concessions, like a little concession stand or something like that, where they used to serve snacks and stuff like that or whatever. It was never open. You know, I've never seen it open. And I guess they rebuilding this to probably be something different. They did have bathrooms in the front of the park. At the beginning of the video, if you would saw the signage, behind the signage they had where they have bathrooms where you can actually go to the bathrooms. It's called the Downtown Pit Stop, where they have bathrooms for like people not just visiting the park, but people from, you know, over, where you can actually go and look at the bathrooms. Now over here is the amphitheater. We're going to take a walk over there. Well, let's take a walk over here for right now. We're going to come over here, and this is the amphitheater where many concerts are held, like for like small concerts, because I don't think it holds no more. It probably holds like 1,000, maybe so, but it doesn't hold that much. But now this is called, what it is now called, the FPNL Solar Power Amphitheater. It used to be called the Bayfront Park Amphitheater, but it's now called the FPNL Solar Power Amphitheater, where it, you know, you can come here, and there are several ways that you can enter this area. They have an entrance from our next location we're going to be showcasing in a little bit. They have an entrance there. This is, see, amphitheater closed, no trespassing. That's only because they're doing, like, you know, you can't go through here. Now this area right here, it was also filmed in the Sammy video. Like I said, this whole park was featured in the Sammy video, and several sections of the park. You know, remember I say a lot of videos that you see, they'll have it where you can see they're in one part of the town, then they go around and they film in another part of the town, and they go back and forth. The whole video was actually filmed in this park. So, you know, if you see certain parts, if you look at this video, and then you look at Sammy video, you say, oh, okay, this is what he was talking about, and this is what he was talking about, this is what he was talking about. A lot of this video was filmed. Towards the ending of the video was filmed over here in this location. Now this, I don't really know what this is. I believe this is the box office area for the amphitheater, but they also have restrooms over here. But the restrooms over here are closed because, you know, of course you can use the restrooms over there by where I started the video. But this is also probably where the park offices are held, because of course you need a park office to run a park, you know. So this is probably where the park offices are held. I see there's a vehicle in here, so that might be one of the park officials that are here. Please do not feed the animals. Of course, this is where the restrooms at, and then they have the little artwork that sits in the middle. That was a part of the Crazy Things I Do for Love video as well. That's one of my favorite songs, of course, and I like watching the video. I haven't seen the video in a while, but I like the song. So, you know, it's a nice, and they do that section here. It says box office over here, like if you do certain events and you walking down Biscayne Boulevard. By the way, this is on Biscayne Boulevard in downtown Miami, if I haven't told y'all that. And they have where you can, they have a sign sometimes that say box office, and this is probably where the box office is at. They probably use that as the box office too. I don't know, that new building that they're building right there, I don't know what that's for. That's probably the old concession building. If you look up old pictures of Bayfront Park, you get to see, stuff. They're actually relatively redesigning this park to be more of a beautification. It's like a beautification project for Bayfront Park. I don't think I've ever been to an event or a concert here, but I know there's been a lot of events. Most recently, they did do the reunion tour here. If you ever know that Kurt Franklin started a reunion tour, and they were supposed to do it here. I don't know if they did it last year. And there were several other concerts. The Fugees was supposed to be here, and there was several other concerts that are here. If you go online to the FPL Solar Power Amphitheater, of course you can see that they have a lot of events that are here, because those are venues. These are one of the venues here in South Florida where they don't have a lot of, ticket sales, a lot of guests to be selling out, sports arenas and, stadiums and stuff like that. So they use these small little amphitheaters and outside venues for their events and stuff like that. So we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna walk through here. This used to be one of my little areas. I see they got it blocked off, so I'm gonna just go around in the front. This is back then, used to be, it had more trees, and this used to be like, I used to call it Lover's Lane. Like, this was the spot where you took, like, your significant other or something, and they have like a little bridge that goes over the pond, and you can come out here and you can bask in the beautification of it. And they have it is right here. Now, as you can see, there was a bridge. I was going to go around the bridge and go around and come walk the bridge, but apparently they have the bridge blocked off. We're going to get as close as we can to the bridge. Now, back then, years ago, this used to have more trees, and it used to be a little bit more of a duck-off, secluded area where, you didn't have all this open space where when you walking down this walkway, you could barely see some of the areas here. It wasn't as bushy like, how I'm explaining it, but it was where more that, you have more trees and more areas where, you could be back here, with your significant other by the water, and you can be, having, a romantic evening and stuff like that, and you don't have everybody in your business, or, you can be kissing, not saying having sex, but, you could be kissing and, having a romantic evening, and you don't have people walking by looking at you and stuff like that. Now, the water here does look kind of dingy and dirty. I don't think that they actually clean this water like how they're supposed to, because it does look dark, and I'm guessing that any fish or any sea creatures in this water is going. Now, I don't know what's the reason for the closure of this bridge, but this bridge was actually popular. I did bring a date here one time when I was younger. I did bring a date out here, and I did this at the romantic spot. Now, these rocks, I consider these rocks as seats where you can sit down, and you can sit down on the rocks and stuff. There, I consider them as seats, because there are rocks like you cannot pick up these rocks, and if you ever try, you will be a serious hernia. I did see something over here that was kind of quite interesting that I want to get a close up on. There is I don't know what that is. It looks like a head. I'm gonna see if I can go around and get a closer look of this, because I don't know what it is. This is the first time I've ever seen it. Remember, I have not been in this park, or I have not been in this area for quite some time, and I'm quite sure most of this area is probably prohibited to be in. So I'm trying to get away here as close as possible. I'm guessing somebody did some art, because you can see where they have to cement that. This probably is a replica of somebody. I'm not saying who or where and sort. And this is some of the area, and this is part of the, I believe this is probably the park offices. I'm not for sure. You know, some of this area I'm not so sure of what is here, but I know that this is all ties to the park. So now we're gonna go back to the main walking area. Now, if you do come out here, you know, this is a lovely area. This is part of the parking for the amphitheater, not only for the amphitheater. This is also parking for people who would like to go to our next location that we're going to be doing a video of in about 2 seconds. So this is something, you know, interesting if you want to take a gander at it. But yeah, you see there's a few people here. They're taking the water is not really so breathtaking here. You know, you'll have better breathtaking views of the ocean out there than you would of this one. This was like a little pond, but the pond just looks so dirty and dingy, and it looks like whatever was swimming in there is probably dead because, you know, they don't clean the water here like that how they're supposed to. So you better have better views of this over here as well. And of course, throughout the years, there is vendors that come out here. There's a food truck right there called Ricky's the Rapers, and there's a lot of vendors that do come out here, and they do come out here to actually serve the guests and have, you know, food trucks and stuff like that. Especially when they do have like special events like concerts and stuff out here, they do have it where you can actually get food. Their food looks kind of delicious, but I'm going to be eating from somewhere else. But all right, this is it. We are done with this section of the park. This is one of the food trucks that I have that actually have actual seats. You know, most food trucks, they have just chairs and stuff like that or whatever. This is the entrance to the amphitheater, which is probably prohibited. So, all right, this is it. This is the end of Bayfront Park, which is our first stop here in the many areas of downtown. We are now going to go into our next segment. Comment at the bottom of this page if you have any comments, questions. You can also email us at roundtable00@yahoo.com. Oh yes, this is the Bayfront Park Management Trust, which is, the offices of Bayfront Park. So yeah, this is it. This is the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money. As always, stay blessed, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you in about 2 seconds. Take care.